Hey guys, it's me, Julian Greystoke, here with my crappy lighting again, because even though I bought a new light, it has to sit in a weird place. Someday we will move, and I will have a room that is meant just for filming, and I won't have to share it with anything else, and that'll be pretty awesome. But for right now, this is what we have. A while back I did a video called 7 Movies I Love and What They Say About Me, and it was in response to those things you see floating around that are like, post images of 7 movies you love without any context, and like, that's what and let people figure out what it means about you. But I just found that so uninteresting. I did the one where it's like post 7 book covers of books that are meaningful to you, but I refused to follow the rules, and I did a little blurb on each of them about why the book is so meaningful to me. Just a short little blurb. Because I feel like it's far more promotional to literacy to post why you like the book as well, rather than just posting a cover. But after I did that one about the movies, I decided that maybe I wanted to do one about video games, and I'll probably do one about books eventually on this book-related channel. It'll be the last one I do. Nigel is giving me lick licks, by the way, and I'm okay with it because I like kisses. It was really difficult to get this list down to 7 games. I've got my list, like, so many games written, crossed out, rewritten. So it was really tough, and there are definitely games that I would also include, but I didn't want this video to last forever, so there you are. Hey guys, this is the world's fastest reminder that you can support me on Patreon and see all kinds of exclusive videos like these ones. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. After the first one on this list, I totally cheated, so, But these aren't in any specific order. It's not like a top 7 list or anything. It's just 7 games that mean a lot to me, and hopefully I'll remember to talk about like what that might mean about me as a person. So the first one, which I'm cheating on, should surprise exactly 0 people, and that is Dragon Age Origins / Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 being my favorite game of all time. Before these games, I didn't know what story in games could be. Before BioWare, I thought story was super linear. I thought that you couldn't have any effect on the story or really feel like you were the character. And then I found these games. And even though the effect was minimal, even though most of the dialogue options didn't really change anything, it was so immersive and so beautiful and made me feel like I was Commander Shepard. I was the Warden. That they are just deeply entrenched in who I am as a person. I think what they say about me is that I love storytelling. I love characters. These games are so character driven and character heavy, and like I love being able to just ask these characters endless questions and find out more about them. And I think that just fits very well with me personally and my storytelling style, where I like a story that has a strong beginning, middle, and end, but in between there are delicious character moments. Alright, now that we're done with that, we can move on to some games that might be slightly more surprising to people. Some of these are on I did a top 10 favorite games like ages ago. Some of you have watched it, maybe. You can go watch it now. I never delete anything on this channel. But next on my list I have Chrono Cross, which might surprise a few people. They might be like, what about Chrono Trigger, you heathen? Let me just say I played Chrono Cross first. We had a PlayStation, we got Chrono Cross. We didn't have whatever system Chrono Trigger was on. But Chrono Cross, just like, it's such an expansive game with, it's so beautiful. Nowadays it looks really pixely and terrible, but back then, it was the cream of the crop visually, and the music. I still listen to the soundtrack to this day. The music in that game, holy shit. Some people complain that it's not as deep as Chrono Trigger, that the characters aren't as deep, which they're not. There are a lot of characters, and some of them have stories that matter to the plot, and most of them don't. But I still love them, and it triggers my desire to catch them all, where I'm like, I have to play through this multiple times because I have to get every single character. Like, it's just, I have to. I have lost count of how many times I've played through that game. I haven't played it in a while, though, mostly because TVs are getting bigger and resolution is getting better, and it doesn't do that game any favors, and it's to the point where it's really kind of hard to play because you can't see super well anymore, like in the overworld map or whatever. But It's still a beautiful game, and I really hope someday we get a remastering. Please, someone make a remastering of this game, because I need it. What does this game say about me? It has a huge story, huge spanning story, which I love. But I think it's characters again. Even though a lot of the characters aren't as deep, some of them are. Some of them have huge, like, plot-related things with them, and also there's choices in this game, even if they're small choices. Mostly they affect what characters you're going to get. They don't affect, like, the game overall. But I still like games where I can make choices, so yeah, apparently I like choice, or at least the illusion of choice, and I like characters. This next one on my list is a bit of an oddball. It is Dragon Warrior Monsters for the Game Boy Color. This one, it doesn't really mean anything about me except for that it has a nostalgic memory for me. This one, I saved up my money when I was a kid. I saved up to buy myself a Game Boy Color because I wanted one. You know, did chores for my grandfather. I saved up, and finally we went to Walmart and we bought me a Game Boy Color. And I really wanted to buy myself a Pokemon game to go with my new Game Boy Color, but they were out. So I bought Dragon Warrior Monsters instead, and it was really fun. Like, no fucking regrets, I loved that game. It scratched the itch of Pokemon, but it was like new, interesting monsters, and I loved the medieval setting. It was a good honkin' time. Upon consideration, I think that what Dragon Warrior Monsters means about me is that if I can't find something that's perfect, I usually can get enjoyment out of second best. Because you know what they say, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. The next one on my list is Harvest Moon 64. Harvest Moon 64 will always hold a special place in my heart, even though it might not be my favorite Harvest Moon game. I believe it might be on the other channel. It might be on the Pariahcast channel, but I have somewhere, I'll try to link it, a top Harvest Moon games video, and this one isn't even my top Harvest Moon game, but it's here because it's more meaningful in my life, because this was the first Harvest Moon game that I ever played, and I was obsessed as a kid. Like, me and my brother were both obsessed, and we would just have to, like, we would have to have a schedule to where, like, I would play this to this and then he would play that to that, and, like, it was just a beautiful little farming game. And side note, I love farming games. I love those, like, time waster games where you just go about your little day and you, like, raise corn and cows, and I don't know why. Like, half the time I'm like, kill it with a sword, and the other half I'm like, let's quietly raise animals while pleasant music plays in the background. But I think what Harvest Moon 64 and all the Harvest Moon games say about me is that there's a side to me that just likes to chill, that just likes to relax, to feel like I'm accomplishing something, and just, like, feel successful. I think everybody has that need to feel successful, and farming games definitely do that for me. Plus, they have cute animals, and I love cute animals. Next on this list is Pokemon Yellow. Yes, I finally got my hands on a Pokemon game as a kid, and it was Yellow. My first ever Pokemon game. And yeah, I mean, what it says about me is that I love Pokemon. I still play, like, every new Pokemon game. We're probably gonna get a Switch secondhand somewhere, and we're mostly getting it for the new Fire Emblem game, which I'm very excited about. But also, the new Pokemon game is going to be coming out, and I guess I'm going to have to get that one too. I've never missed a Pokemon installment except for Black and White. I missed Black and White. I played Black 2, but not the Black and White. But otherwise, I have not missed a Pokemon installment of the main game. And yeah, Pokemon Yellow was my gateway drug, and I loved my little Pikachu so much, and he would follow me around, and he was the best. I'm a giant nerd. Hi, how are you? Hello. If we want to be a little bit extra about what this game means about me, and future me right now, present me, I'm confused how this time travel thing works. But anyway, the me of right now would like to add that I think Pokemon scratches similar itches to earlier games and the Harvest Moon game. It lets me feel like I'm successful and in control, plus it has cute animals. It's like the best of both worlds. Next on my list, I have Ouka Battle 64. Can you tell that I'm a child of the 90s? N64 games. are my jam. Ouka Battle 64 is another one that I have played through too many times to count. And the spanning storyline plus, like, the options. I really like games that have options. And, like, even though you only make minor choices that affect the story, you can customize your units, your little battle units so well and so minutely that it was just like, it scratched that itch. And I think what it says about me is that I also do have a very strategic mind, and I like to plan things out and plot things out and design a little army to conquer my enemies. And the last one on my list is Fire Emblem Awakening. I am a Fire Emblem fan. Again, I'm into strategy and destroying my enemies with multiple units. But Awakening, surprisingly, is my favorite one. It is the only Fire Emblem game that I have played through, like, more than twice. And I enjoy it. I think it had everything that I like. It had, like, a customizable main character. It had so many characters who not only could you talk to and get to know, but you can marry them off to each other, and I just love it. I love to be manipulating people, like, yes, now kiss. I don't know if that makes me a terrible person, but whatever. Again, I think it speaks to my love of characters because there are so many. My love of customizing my strategies for myself. I have a bit of an obsession with archers, so you know I'm rolling out with multiple archers. Sometimes I don't care if they're the best unit strategically if I just like them, so that happens a lot. Those were my 7 games I love and what they say about me. Do we share any games in common? Comment below and let me know. Feel free to leave your own list of 7 games and what they say about you or what that you think they say about you. Do you guys like those things that sometimes just like appear on, like, usually Facebook? I'm old. I'm on Facebook. And sometimes on Twitter where it's like share 7 blah without any context. Do you agree that that's like cool and fun, or would you rather that you did share some context? Either way, comment below and let me know. If you liked what you saw here but you wish it was higher quality, you can support me on Patreon, where all of your donations go towards getting me better equipment. Plus, you get access to all kinds of content that is not seen here on the regular channel, cat hair on my chin, as well as other rewards, depending on what tier you support me at. All the links to my social media, as well as loads of other things, are in the doobly-doo for ease of your clicking, and I will see you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye! Hey everyone, it's that time again. Time to shout out my patrons: Lennox, Amanda, Thelia, Jenny, Joseph, Kim, Lisa, Sabby Panda, Sam, Sarah, Savvy, and Scribbling Cat. Thank you all so much for being my patrons. You guys rock.